session, we have completed Mahanarsimha Avatar. So this is being narrated, as we said, by Shukacharya to um, Parikshita, the last person in the clan of the Pandus. And in between, as the narration goes, again there is a conversation between Yudhishthira and Narada. Of course, the main story is between Shuka and Parikshit. We know that as we end our life, if we are able to, uh, recollect whatever we have done all the throughout our life, and we understand and we reflect. Normally, we do that. They do that, not we. But normally, the mind goes back and starts thinking, contemplating. Did I lead a good life? Did I lead a bad life? And all that. But this is normally done when a person actually feels he is about to die, or he has some clue that his death is um, uh, imminent. It's about to happen. Most of us don't know when is end going to come. So we assume that we are living permanently. We are not thinking that any time we could end, our life could end at any age. So we assume that this is the final and it's only for enjoyment, and leave alone remembering God. We don't even remember our misdeeds, our wrong things. We don't repent, we don't regret. Time ಅದ ಬಿಡು ಇನ್ನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. But actually speaking, every day, every moment, we should be aware that this life can end at any point of time. Now, the advantage Parikshit had was he came to know that he has 7 days after which he is going to die. And that makes him take a decision that these 7 days I should reflect, I should work on my mind, and I should remember the divine. That was, after all, Dwapar Yuga, when Krishna was there around. So divinity, Krishna avella idde ittu, more so for Pandavas, not for everybody. During the period of Sri Krishna, that is Dwapar Yuga also, not everybody knew that Krishna was that Parabrahma. Imagine if people had known. It was very few, many knew he was superhuman, but very few knew his true nature. Some of them were Arjuna, Bhishma, Sanjaya, Uddhava, Akrura. These were Kunti, Draupadi. These were few people who knew his Yashoda, of course. Later she comes to know, and Devaki and Vasudeva. So they knew, but not everybody. So, but Pandavas and their dynasty were indebted to Sri Krishna, and they were very much devoted to the Lord, and they actually followed all the dharma which a kshatriya had to follow. So, because more so because Arjuna was uh, actually given Bhagavad Gita during the on the field of Kurukshetra, and Yudhishthira also receives the some kind of sermons by Sri Krishna when actually when after the Kurukshetra, when he starts lamenting, he's not aware of Bhagavad Gita, so Krishna gives him, it comes in Bhagavad Purana. And when they meet Bhishma also, as mentioned in Bhagavad Purana, Bhishma Parva, Bhishma narrates the greatness of Sri Krishna being their companion, and he also repents that due to some karma he was not able to support the Pandavas, and he was with the Kauravas, and he narrates the Vishnu Sahasranama. Actually, they say in one version that it was Bhishma who actually brought out Vishnu Sahasranama, and all those 1008 names of Vishnu is given by Bhishma only. So they all knew. And during the end, everybody thought we should remember Vishnu or Sri Krishna. Likewise, Parikshit also sits for meditation. And at that time, since he was very well known as a great ruler and a devoted ruler, committed, and truly, genuinely interested in the welfare of his subjects. So many, all the rishis come there, and they sit there. They want to guide him. They feel very bad, although knowing that life has come to an end. But they are also happy because Shukacharya uh, narrates Bhagavad Purana for 7 days, continuously for 7 days on the bank of river, and everybody listens. And these are all stories or this narration which is taking place where, and this will be narrated by another. This conversation is being narrated by um, uh, Shaunaka, and other rishis are being told by Sutta Purana. So, anyways, we will concentrate on the content. So now after that, it continues. The Bhagavad Purana says, in continuation with the conversation, Narada continues. Narada comes in this whole narration. So Yudhishthira is asking, as I said, Parikshit and Shuka are conversing. In between, in the Bhagavad Purana itself, there are other conversations which are being told by Shuka to Parikshit. So he says the conversation between after Prahlad story is over now. Now Yudhishthira is asking, Yudhishthira asks Narada, who has told Prahlada story now. In continuation, he asks him, what is this Varnashrama? I don't know what is Varnashrama. Probably by then, because it comes only here, all these are documented. So what is this Varnashrama? Varnashrama is a social arrangement. Okay? Yudhishthira asks Narada, what is this Varnashrama, and what is its relevance? What are the responsibilities of different categories in this Varnashrama? So Varnashrama means it is a class. Class means categories, not class. Actually, it is division of labor. And so that everybody understands their responsibilities for the smooth functioning of the society. So, illi Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna has one statement, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, means based on their gunas, that means their attitudes, their skills, their tendencies, their attitude, aptitude, skills, and their karma. Karma here refers to what kind of activities they are preferring, and also it also means based on their past. Past karma means it is not only this birth, karma of this birth, or actions of this birth, or tendencies of this. Tendencies are developed based, guna is based on karma only. So it is based, that guna is continuous over period of so many births, isn't it? So based on that, a person will be doing his or her job. So there are four. So Narada says, he talks about varnas. Before that, he says there are what is actually dharma. He says dharma means what is the practice of following the disciplines which are common. It is not only for, he has not described that for any particular. Before this varna, he says everybody has to follow certain dharma. What is that dharma? He says there are 30 values and disciplines which any human being should do. One is remembering the divine, and another one is this dharma. So even in Bhagavad Gita, dharma, dharmyamrita, I always keeps telling that word which has come from Bhagavad Gita, la etu dharmyamritamidam, 12th chapter, and Swami Ranganath Anandaji also says, always that dharma and amrita. The amrita is for liberation, immortality. We must do. And dharma is for the society. We are living with people. So therefore, how we are supposed to not only behave, what are we supposed to do with respect to the prakriti around. So he says 30 disciplines every individual has to do. What are those? Truth, practicing truth. This is dharma, means when you practice dharma or the way of life, it is not, dharma is not ritualistic. It is your life should follow certain principles. It should follow certain rules and regulations. When you do that, that same dharma will protect you. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Rakshitaha means he is protected. Who protects the dharma? Dharmo rakshati Yaha dharmam rakshati sa rakshita. I mean, that means he is protected. So like that, I'm not very good in grammar, singular, plural, maybe I will do some mistakes, but it means like that. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So if we follow this, then we are protected, isn't it? When we follow traffic rules, then even if something goes wrong, when the camera captures, then they will see who has followed the rules. Maybe I would have hit somebody. I would have dashed, my car would have banged against another car. But if that fellow is crossing the signal and I have followed the signal, then very well I will be protected and I will get the compensation. So always they say who protects, who has followed the rules. Here also, we ought to live like this. What are those 30 principles? We know that, but we will read as per the Bhagavad. The truth, one has to practice the truth. Truth means speak always the truth as much as possible. Mostly it is possible if we are very fearless and we don't mind if we give priority, come what may, I will speak the truth. Secondly, if there is, it's going to create some kind of disturbances, I will not say anything. I will keep quiet, but I will not speak the untruth. Thirdly, we must be true to ourselves. Truth means no hypocrisy, no farce, no faking. Be true to yourself. That is truth, because your inner truth will be something. So whether it pleases somebody or not, we will speak it up. That gives us the transparency. It may, in the sense, it should be told also in a proper way, because on one hand, we should not hurt others, but we should not hurt ourselves also. That also is truth. These are some of my understanding from Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita. Compassion, karuna. So here also same thing, 12th chapter, no? Maitraha karuna evacha. Compassion, karuna. You must treat everyone with compassion, empathy and compassion. So these are the two most important um, attributes of a human mind. Human mind. We don't, it is not very evident in animals towards animals and the antivi, but actually speaking, they are also compassionate. If you observe, though they don't have as much as human intelligence, particularly those of you who have uh, bred dogs or cats and all, I'm sure you would have experienced. They are also compassionate. So compassion is something which is a very unique manifestation. But here we are talking about human beings. Express compassion towards your fellow beings, towards the plants, towards the animals, towards everyone. Austerity. So truth, compassion, that will bring a lot of peace in the system, truth and compassion. Austerity. Austerity andre tapas. Tapas doesn't mean you have to practice meditation or japa or hatha yoga, go to a place and meditate for a long time. No, that is not the thing. But whatever actions are taken, it should be taken with commitment, and never we should deviate from whatever we have decided to undertake. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಳಿ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಚಳಿ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಬಂದ್ರು ಅದು ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ ಮೇಲೆ we have to adhere to that. That is tapas. And anything that comes on the way, we should be able to withstand the obstacles, but still do that. Supposing we decide to meditate every day for half an hour, and some guests come, something happens, we have to get up early, half an hour, and a lot of work is there. So I could not meditate even. If we have decided, we should do that. These are all to be learned. Doesn't mean that I'm very perfect person. I'm reading from Bhagavad and I'm trying to practice many of these. But it makes a lot of sense, because when we implement that, you feel very, a sense of achievement is there when we practice all this. Austerity, compassion, to purity. Purity andre ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಮನಸ್ಸು, pure mind. No, again, no hypocrisy. ಒಳಗೊಂದು ಹೊರಗೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲ. Not jealous, no comparison, no envying people, no jealousy, as I said. So particularly jealousy, adyaudu illade, forgiving nature, all this brings purity. When you keep things in mind, no old things, bitterness, hatred, jealousy, that 100% becomes impure. And spiritually, we say it doesn't reflect the divinity. Even if you don't go to that an extent, to be a human, you should be pure ಅಂತ ಈ ಧರ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು. ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀನು. Apart from others, many things they have told today in as the responsibilities of a householder and all that. So dharma of mankind ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. This is 30 virtues and disciplines. These are uh, these are actually satyam, daya, tapaha, shaucham, titiksha, shamo, damaha. So what he says is titiksha is forbearance. Next, purity admele shaucham, purity andre mind purity also, ಮತ್ತೆ shuddhi, body also should be clean. Our surroundings should be clean. Mind should be clean. And purity, if we want to have, it is not a one-time affair. It has to be regularly cleaned. Just like we clean our ಮನೆ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, we clean our house, we sweep, we mop inside, outside, and we regularly remove the cobwebs and all that. Like that, our mind also, body, of course, it should be cleaned every day with pure taking bath. Preferably, if spiritual aspirants are there, they take twice or thrice a day. Otherwise, every day, once a day, taking a bath is essential. And the mind also should be purified, because we cannot say, I'm not jealous, I don't keep anything in my mind. It is not under our control. Mind has to be trained. It should be reminded regularly, repeatedly. But awareness irbeku. That is purity. And regularly, mind also should be cleaned every day. Just like we clean our vessels after eating, plates are clean. Do we keep our plates and vessels in the kitchen? Just like that? No, every day we wash them. Every day mind has to be washed. And this washing process is by bhakti or by meditation. Bhakti only, either as puja or singing, meditation, shravanam, kirtanam, atmanivedanam, surrender. All this every day we have to do. Every day, every moment we have to do. Otherwise, what happens is mind cannot be empty. It will be occupied by something which is impure. Always there is a tussle, no, good and bad. If we don't clean it, cleansing. If the computer, as I said, is not deleted, then it will hang. Like that, our mind also will hang, and we cannot perform other disciplines also. So every day that meditation is important. Every day prayer is important. And more than once throughout the day, that remembrance is important. Throughout the day, awareness is important. Then our mind becomes pure. Forbearance, titiksha. I always appreciate this word. Tam titikshasva bharata. There is one statement in Bhagavad Gita also. Agama matra sparshastu kaunteya. ಶೀತೋಷ್ಣ ಸಮ ದುಃಖದ ಸುಖ ದುಃಖದ ಆಗಮಾಪಾಯಿನೋ ಅನಿತ್ಯಾಹ ತಾಂ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಕ್ಷಸ್ವ ಭಾರತ. Krishna says that only when we touch, no, shita ushna, that means heat and cold. So these affect us only when we touch it, isn't it? Sparsha. If you don't touch, they are there, only fire is there. Only when we touch the fire, we burn our fingers. Otherwise, it is not there. Just enjoy. Likewise, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkha, Sukha and Dukkha also like that. Don't get involved. Just observe. And Agama Paino Anitya, they are not Anitya. Nitya illadu. It is not regularly there. It's not going to be there forever. So, Titiksha you have. Titiksha is forbearance. This too shall pass. Sukha also will pass. Sukha bandago now ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ನೋ, ನೋಡಿದೀನಪ್ಪ ನಿಂದು, ಆಯ್ತು, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್, ಬರ್ಲಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ವಿತ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫನ್, ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಅಸೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್. This is the dharma of a mankind. Again, not for spiritual, it's mandatory. This is what it is. If you do this, then when you are in trouble, it will only protect you. Because trouble is what dukkha. Sukha bandagle neenu idu barade adu barade. I will just be an observer. Anta, that is forbearance. Means wait, patience, you can say. Wait, this is a bad time. Wait, everything will be there. It will be solved. Wait, and when we wait, we will see. Your साई बाबा अंदर श्रद्धा और सबूरी सब्र का फल मीठा होता है. वेरी ब्यूटिफुल. सब्र, सब्र करो. तितिक्षा is nothing but sabra, forbearance. Just bear with it for some time. Why we should bear? Because you are not a great person to always have good things, because due to your ignorance, you have done many bad things and you have to face it. ಆ ಎದೆಗಾರಿಕೆನೂ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, to tolerate that. I will stand, I will withstand ಅಂತ. So that is forbearance. Then discrimination. Discrimination is what is right, what is truth, what is, other go beyond what is seen. That discrimination we should have. We will have that discrimination once we become little wise. So it implies to follow dharma, we should follow the guidelines also. We should read. Andre Bhagavad Gita bitruno, even if we don't understand, Gita is for little intellectual people because it's not straightforward. There's a lot of logical reasoning. Simple bhakti, it flows, logic flows, rationality flows, understanding flows. Simple bhakti. ಭಕ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ನಾವು ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್, ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಭಕ್ತಿ is something which is inborn. It is very, very, because there is always good heart. God as if He Himself is there. So just surrendering and bhakti will give us this discrimination. Discrimination means use your buddhi, viveka. What is, as I said, what appears may not be true. When you are in a decisive position, when you are in a deciding position, authority, who is right anta hogbekadre, what appears is not right. If you watch these detective stories and how the crime stories are solved, they crime ko close kar denge, file ho gaya, mil gaya, culprit mil gaya, motive bhi mil gaya, they will say. But there is always one person, he says it's not so, it's still deeper. He goes on digging the things and finds out actually who is the culprit. So that is there in few people. So discrimination. Control of mind. Control of mind. Control mind control andre ade, see, control of mind andre the screen is clear, no?
ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Clear ಅದಲ್ಲ? So control of mind ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ not yielding to senses. A human ಬರೀ ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ ತಾಮಸಿಕ ಇದು, this is a reality is people are, all of them do not practice, but this is what we are supposed to do ಅಂತ ನಾರದ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Control of mind, do not yield to unnecessary distractions. Don't be overdrawn, over attached. It doesn't mean we should not enjoy our life, because we are seeing, and with every yuga, no, see today's what facilities we had when about 30 years back, when I was young. 61 years I am, and I have seen so many changes happening outside. We did not have so many, we could not go and enjoy so many movies due to financial constraints also, and the mahol was different, the atmosphere. No, students should not watch so many movies, and watching movies is not so good. Some families used to do, but ನಮ್ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಆ ಥರ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, the movie comes and sits on your TV day in and day out. It is there, anybody can watch, the accessibility is so good and affordability is there, everything is there. Generations have changed, so that doesn't, but we must have a control. So changes ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ compared to different yugas. If you see, we are more, Kali Yuga particularly, we are more exposed to different distractions. The challenges to control is very difficult. It's very, very difficult, but we have to do that. Avoidance of infliction of pain on others, that is ahimsa. We must be aware of our, how, whether we are injuring others grossly. Many people still do that. No human should endure pain on any other human or any other species. Unnecessarily, unnecessarily. Arjuna killing Kauravas in the battlefield is not, uh, he is not doing himsa. That is for dharma. Unnecessarily killing somebody, no. Unnecessarily hurting somebody with our words or with our body language or with our attitude. ಮಾತಾಡೋಂಗೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ದಿವಸ ತನಕ ಮಾತು ಬಿಡೋದು, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಹರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ವಿಚ್ sarcastic words, taunting words, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ conditioning, because maybe as a habit, ಏನ್ ತಪ್ಪಾಯ್ತು ಅವರು ಅಂದ್ರು ನಾವು ಅಂದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ rather than doing that way, it should be sorted out in an amicable way. Misunderstandings, that is dharma of a mankind. It's not that ನೀವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಡು ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ there is no end for that. We have to go a little. People who listen to Bhagavad Purana, Bhagavad Gita must, at least we all should start practicing this and be aware. Mostly we don't. Sometimes it goes. In anger it happens. It happens. So we must be aware of that. And continence is control only. Brahmacharya. Continence is control of desires, particularly physical desire. For everybody, mankind ಗೆ why it is important ಅಂದ್ರೆ animals ಮತ್ತು man ಗೆ difference ಇದು. Control, he has buddhi, because of which he will control. Because of buddhi only he can control. The mind will distract, but buddhi has to control. Buddhi is above the mind. So he should control. And that brahmacharya ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ during the that period of brahmachari, before marriage, during studentship, that is actually called brahmacharya ashrama. Today we are discussing that also. At that point of time, it should be very strictly followed, and then absolutely no physical communion with any woman. It has to be controlled. That is a time both for man and a woman when there is a hormonal surge, and it will that is a prakriti, nature, which will push into fulfillment, obtaining a fulfillment. There is always an urge to get it, that desire, to yield to that desire. That means fulfill. I have an urge, I will go and have sex with anybody ಅಂತ ಅದು ಮಾಡೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. But that is where a control matters. And control will actually conserve the energy. Our Vedanta very beautifully describes. Actually, our Guruji has told, Vivekananda ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇದು. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಾಗಿ, that's why I tell, student life, there is small book, I think Chaitali, when you visit, people are teaching still, you can go to the Basavangudi Ramakrishna Ashram. There are small books, and Vivekananda's talks have been written by Swami Purushottanandaji, Swami Jagadatmanandaji. Beautiful, particularly for students. Although that it is very openly written, even in our Upanishad. What they say is, when you control your, let me be very open, we are all doctors also. When you control this desire and the performance, that desire and that energy, instead of getting dissipated, if you control, that goes up, that energy we discussed, if you remember, dharayami iham ojasa. Krishna says ojas. Ojas is that valor and energy, which is not the regular energy. It is that higher energy which maintains the healthiness of the body. That actually, they say, it goes up in the spinal cord till the Sahasrara, and it makes your brain powerful. How beautiful our Vedanta has given. It is there. In many books it has come. First I heard from my Guruji, Swami Nirbhayanand Saraswati. He says, why brahmacharya should be practiced? Because it improves your brain function. How? When you do not, even the thoughts or fantasizing, watching. Today everybody watches on the YouTube, on the laptop, and they have their desire. We should, that is a thing, but very difficult to convince people who are not able to have faith in this, or for those who have this faith, we can explain. But today's generation, maybe we should have a different mode of communication, or I don't know. It is not so easy, but this has been given in our Vedanta very beautifully. That is the time when brahmacharya, that is the peak performance in terms of studies or gathering knowledge. Because after that becomes grahastha and vanaprastha and sanya. There's a peak time when they study. So brahmacharya we have to practice, charity we have to practice. So, and one more thing, brahmacharya also means, as I said, control other distractions. Brahmacharya is also it also continues even after marriage and others, wherein we must restrict our physical relationship to the norms, to the boundary of dharma. That means of that time. Now in our most of the systems, no, it is like monogamy, monoandry monogamy. One Ramantara, Rama Sita, Sita Ram. So we must the men or women should not get into desires of having pleasures outside the marriage. That is brahmacharya. Control within the system. With your spouses, you can have as much as enjoyment, but that also has to be controlled. That also has to be controlled. Unnecessarily indulging in physical relationship or sex throughout your life, that will also lead to misery actually. Wealth, running after wealth, kama, kanchana. Even if it is with the spouse, ಬರೀ ಅದೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಇರೋದು ಅದೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, that will not lead to performance of other duties, because you are distracted so much. You're so much distracted that you will forget other duties, responsibilities. So brahmacharya refers to control of desires, physical and other desires. Others means mainly accumulation of wealth. Then charity you have to do. Charity ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. You should give some amount for others, deserving people, poor people, education, food and sustaining the sannyasis who are doing good to the society, true, genuine sannyasis, genuine organizations. We have to do charity because actually ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. If you keep, ideally they say, if you keep more than what you require to live and eat and even enjoy, if you just keep, then you are called as a thief anta ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Charity has been given lot of importance, not only in our religion or Bhagavatam, even in Islam, even in Christianity. I have my classmate, her name is Monica Murtoti, ಅವಳ ಹೆಸರು. She is a nurse now. She was my classmate in school, and she retired. Sorry, not nurse, healthcare department ಅಲ್ಲಿ admin ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು. She is retired. Her pension is around 55 to 60,000. So although she keeps, she has made her house and everything. Husband is not there. She is retired life. Although she keeps some 20,000 for herself every month. The remaining she donates. ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಡ್. ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಮ್ಮ, ಸಾಕಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟು. ಸುಮ್ಮ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇವ್ರು ಏನಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಶಿ ಹಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ದಟ್. ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್. ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್ 30 to 40,000 ಡೊನೇಷನ್. ಅವರಲ್ಲೂ ಹಂಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಬಂತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Recently, this actually we should take it seriously. One couple from, it's there on the YouTube. One couple in Delhi, I don't know whether you have heard her name, a pediatrician. She was, they lived in USA. Husband is IIT professor, IITian, worked in US. They lived in US for 30, 40 years. And they came back to India to serve Vivekananda, Bhagavad Gita, ella madi. Delhi alli very, very elite class. And they really wanted to, they have a trust, they're going to different ashrams, they're going to different orphanages and educational institutions. Donate ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. One find a digital arrest ಆಯ್ತು. 14 crores they have lost. It's there on the YouTube. Couple who lost 14 crores ಅಂತ, you type it, you will get it. 14 crores. ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅದು YouTube ನಲ್ಲಿ? It was such a sad thing. My God, educated people, these cybercrime people, they have threatened them, hypnotized that lady for 1 week. She was asked, take out your this account, take out that, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ ನೋಡ್ದಾಗ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಪಾಪ, but these people are genuine people. I hope they'll get it back, because their intention was to donate only. Their intention They came back to India. Children are well set there. They were born there, brought up, grown there only. These people came back to serve our country. Now, will bandwi. So I hope they get it. But for such people, God has to give the money back because it's serving some good thing. But this is how it happens. Now, ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಏನೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ at least some percent we should do charity. Scriptural study, just as you and I are doing. So we are mostly following many of these things. Scriptural study, ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳನ್ನ ವೇದಗಳು ಓದಬೇಕು, Bhagavad Gita, understand scriptures, because that is called ಋಷಿ ಋಣ. I think it's called one of the ಋಣ, ಋಷಿ ಋಣ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ, ಗುರು ಋಣನು ಋಷಿ ಋಣ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಟನ್, ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ರಿಟನ್. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬರೀತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ದಿರೋದಲ್ವಾ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೀಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ mankind, so that everything is in a system is well maintained anta. So scriptural study. So we finished truth, compassion, austerity, purity, forbearance 5, discrimination, control of mind, control of senses, avoidance of infliction of pain, continence 10, charity, scriptural study 12. We finished 30 total 30 ಇದೆ. Integrity ಅಂದ್ರೆ honesty, and as I said, you should be what you believe in. What I believe in, show off ದಿಖಾವ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಚೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. So that is integrity. And so he says satyam, tapah, shaucham, titiksha, shamo, damah, ahimsa, brahmacharyam cha, tyagah, swadhyaya, arjavam is contentment actually. So, sorry, no, arjavam is integrity, and santosha, contentment, we have discussed in the 12th chapter. Similar to that, ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತದೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು we work towards betterment. And when we are young, obviously we have to work towards our contentment, towards growth. But ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು, what we don't have, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ we, instead of worrying about that, whatever we have, let us enjoy whatever we have. Anything, whatever we get, we should enjoy, we should be contented. Contentment doesn't mean casual attitude ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಳಸ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ. Contentment means contentment towards our possessions. It doesn't mean internal growth. Always we should have that thirst to grow, but contentment only with respect to the worldly possessions or something. Enough that we will now, because our target should be to practice all these disciplines, even if it is not a higher spiritual thing. These are fundamentals, he says. And service of holy men, every man, every human should do service of holy, because these are the people who have sacrificed the family life for the service in God, remembering God. And God has a special manifestation in these holy, genuinely holy people. You should identify and then serve them. Gradual withdrawal from works and rituals with selfish motives. Gradual withdrawal from samadruk seva gramye ho paramaha shanaihi. ಅಂದ್ರೆ gradual withdrawal from works ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಇದೆ. Gradually, as we grow, they say no, retirement, gradual retirement. If you are working 8 hours, make it 6 hours, make it 4 hours, and then totally you concentrate on only your health, your mental health, physical health, your diet, everything. Meditation and dhyana amele, that is for mental health, of course. But as of now, he says gradually you withdraw, gradually, not this thing. Because once you're contented, no, your children are settled. This is what actually a young person should study, so that he will have a control of his life. With faith, he should study. And these are all given, used to be given as training by in Gurukulas. Unfortunately, our education system lacks this kind of education. Hopeless education, actually. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ್ರ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಸೂಪರ್ಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಲೀಡ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಹೋಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ತಾನೇ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ we cannot, I mean, it should become in the system only. Early in life, if they learn how beautifully they can shape their lives. Okay. So far, anything? Anybody wants to add anything? So far, what we have discussed. Would you like to add anything, Chaitali sir? Anta? ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ.
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Okay. So, service to holy men, gradual withdrawal, and rituals with selfish andre objective driven rituals. Adinna gradually we should withdraw. Many of us, most of us do. ಈ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಪೂಜೆ ಇದ್ದೇ definitely, because we are calling God. So it's not wrong, but gradually such rituals should be selfish motives. No. Do all the services for the love of God, not for our selfish desires. And then that is one. Preparedness to meet failures of plans. Preparedness to meet failures of plans. We ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಈ ಏಜಿಗೆ ಇದಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಈ ಏಜಿಗೆ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್, ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಬಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್. And it's not so easy if we say, but they say every human should be practicing these 30 disciplines. Andre he is actually doing good as a human being. Manushya janmak band mele, this is our runa, our debt. We have to behave like this. Anta ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. It is such a wonderful scripture actually, because it makes lot of sense, isn't it? It's not just that theory alla idu. Everything is implementable. Even one step is actually going to do good. And so preparedness to meet failures and face disappointments. Prepare. ಆಗ್ಬಹುದು, ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. So very beautiful this thing for our personality development also. Avoidance of too much of speech. Don't talk too much. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಾಯಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊ. ಮೌನಂ ಆತ್ಮವಿಮರ್ಶನಂ. ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಸಿಸಮ್. ಆತ್ಮವಿಮರ್ಶನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವಟ 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 ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಗಾಸಿಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಕ್ರಿಟಿಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ಮಾತು ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ornament for a person who can actually speak. We know we have mouth, we should speak. As long as we speak good things, it's okay. Or if we speak about God, that's okay. Otherwise, practice silence. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಬ್ರು ಮೂರು ಮಂದಿ ಸೇರಿದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡೋದೇನು, how many will speak about divinity, about Bhagavad Gita? At the most 1 or 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. ಆಮೇಲೆ majority will be chit chat people. ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇನ್ ಸುದ್ದಿ, ಇವ್ರದ್ದೇನ್ ಸುದ್ದಿ. We talk about the third person only. So practice silence and practice self-criticism or reflection. Then avoidance of aita, giving food to other living beings according to what they deserve. Give food to other living beings according to what they deserve. Throughout Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita, there is a great direction given to for coexistence with other species, with other animals and plants and birds and poultry, whatever they deserve. Esto sarti, I'm sure they keep the grains for the birds and keep water for birds. I have seen so many people, no, on the compound wall, they keep water for birds, because some birds will be coming. Neer kudili anta, particularly in summer. ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ಈಟ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರೇ ಡಾಗ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಏನ್ ತಿಂತಾರೋ ಅದು ಹಾಕೋದು. ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೆದರ್ಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲ. ಸಪೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ನೀಡ್, just some animal is crying in pain, you need to go and do that. Seeing the Lord in all beings, seeing the Lord in every being. I will play one song soon after this. Special perception of divinity in man. As a human being, every human being should start feeling perception of divinity in man. ಎಲ್ಲರೊಳಗೂ ದೇವರಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ we must keep remembering this again and again. Seeing Lord and special perception andre in human he has a more vibhuti, because he is there as a ಜೀವಾತ್ಮ, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಉತ್ತಮ ಪುರುಷ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಪುರುಷ, ಅಕ್ಷರ ಪುರುಷ, beautifully how he exists as consciousness and as Prakriti, as the Sukshma Sharira. Vella we have to understand. Practice of highest way of life resorted to by devoted men, consisting in hearing, hymning, hymning, now ಶ್ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಹೇಳು ರಿಮೆಂಬ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇದೆ ಇಟ್ ಸೇಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ರಿಸಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬೈ ಡಿವೋಟೆಡ್ ಮೆನ್. ಡಿವೋಟೆಡ್ ಮೆನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ. ಅಂಡ್ this consists of this way of life consisting in listening, shravanam, hymning, kirtanam, remembrance, shravanam, kirtanam, smaranam च अस्य स्मरणं महतां गतेः. Remembrance, worship, and dedication of all actions, salutations, friendship, complete self-surrender, all done with reference to the Supreme Being. So these are the 30 qualities. Understanding ivella madi, then everybody is same. There is no difference among the people, different class, different categories, different educated, uneducated, rich and poor, brahmana, shudra, yavadu differentiation barabardu anta Bhagavad ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. We must not differentiate because the same divine is there in each and every individual. So I will play this. It will be a this one also, and very, very relevant. I'm sure you would have heard this. Very beautiful. It's in Telugu, but you will see the translations there. So that way, is it audible, Chaitali? Any Kamta?
Madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ನಿಂಡಾರರ
వెంకటేశ్వరు నామము శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వరు నామముకటే తందనానాహి తందనానా పురే తందనానా భళ తందనానా భళ తందనానా బ్రహ్మముకటే పర బ్రహ్మముకటే పర బ్రహ్మముకటే పర బ్రహ్మముకటే తందనానాహి తందనానా పురే తందనానా భళ తందనానా భళ తందనానా భళ తందనానా భళ తందనానా భళ తందనానా భళ
Wasn't that beautiful?
Very beautiful, very melodious.
Yeah.
Surya Gayatri.
Suri Gayatri,
Ah,
Annamacharya antavaru.
Annamacharya Kirtana.
Annamacharya.
Annamacharya Kirtana. Telugu
Annamacharya Telugu. It's very famous in Telugu.
ಹೌದು.
There are so many. So ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಮುಖ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲಿ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. The same sun shines on an elephant or in a plant, and ಅದೇ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣನು ನಡೀತಾನೆ, ಚಂಡಾಲನು ನಡೀತಾನೆ. Still we say that he is different, other person is different. So we all must understand these 35 qualities properly, and ಒಂದನ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಆಯ್ತು. Even truth, it's alone. First, when we start truth, there are many challenges for us that to speak truth, actually, isn't it? Many times we encounter, to make the things easy, we deviate. But Swamiji used to tell, if a person speaks truth for 10 years consistently, come what may, I will speak truth. Adu one tapas tagondre, then whatever he speaks will be true. That is the power of that tapas. 10 ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Then whatever you say, it becomes a true. That becomes a ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಹಿಂಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and you can predict. ಅಂದ್ರೆ it will give you so tremendous supernatural powers. Truth has that much of ಇದು. So because when we say speak truth, we are fearless, transparent. There is no cheating, there is integrity, everything falls in place. ಇದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಲೈಸ್ unnecessarily. Mostly we all follow that. That is one of the greatest quality of a brahmana, actually. Brahmanrandu yaru anteli, duties and livelihood of varnas is the next session, but I think we can take it in the next thing, or maybe 5 minutes we can just discuss these 4 categories. So Dvija or Brahmana is a person for whom all the 16 purificatory rites have been done without a break from the time of conception, and who is designated by that name in the Veda. Designated by that name, and 16. I clearly ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, by mere birth one does not come to that class. ಅದೇ ವರ್ಣ is based on his ಇದು ಏನದು guna and karma, and if he is a brahmana, all those 16 purification rites have to be done anta. I just looked into some blog. ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಗರ್ಭಧಾನ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು as soon as they conceive, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಬ್ಸ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, with early. Then ಪುಂಸವನ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ಸೀಮಂತೋಯನ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ಸೀಮಂತ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಜಾತಕರ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ at the birth of the child, ನಾಮಕರಣ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ನಿಷ್ಕ್ರಮಣ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, the baby's first outing into the world, ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅನ್ನಪ್ರಾಶನ, ಕರ್ಣವೇಧ, ಕಿವಿ ಚುಚ್ಚೋದು, piercing the ear with earrings, ಚೂಡಕರ್ಣ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, end of first year, shave the head, ವಿದ್ಯಾರಂಭ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, students preliminary education, ಅಕ್ಷರಾಭ್ಯಾಸ, ಉಪನಯನ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ಸಮಾವರ್ತನ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, disciple, upanayana we know, that is the munji, red ceremony, and samavartana is a disciple graduates from his Vedic studies and returns to the house of his guru. Vivaha samskara after brahmacharya. Pancha Mahayagna Samskara. Married couple should perform 5 great sacrifices daily. What are these? Honor the rishis, the gods, the parents, the humankind, all the created beings. Vanaprastha Samskara. According to the Vedic tradition, in Vanaprastha, that is after retirement, one leaves behind one's life in the world and retires to forest. This is also one samskara. Antyeshti Samskara. That is funeral rites. Itara, if a person is a Brahmana, whether he is born or he becomes a Brahmana because of his actions and all that, then he has to undergo these 16 samskaras. And there are duties for each of these varna. I think we will take up in the next session. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. These are the 4 varnas. Each one have got their designated responsibilities. This was told previously. Doesn't apply. We don't follow them now. It was done. We now, if a person is born in Brahmana, he becomes Brahmana. Born in Vaishya, that has become a caste. Actually, Agbardittante. It should not have happened. But unfortunately, due to deterioration in the knowledge of people, it has become like that. But again, things are getting better with time. Hopefully, everybody follows. But one thing is for sure, Brahmana, if it becomes as a Varna, which everybody aspires for, because it has been told as hierarchy, it's not hierarchy, it's only category based on their knowledge, their type of actions, their aptitude, as I said, their skills. And then next he says that actually it goes by their Swadharma. What is their Swadharma? We will discuss that in the next session. Any additions or anything? Would you like to say something? Anand sir, Medha madam, Kanta?
I have a question.
Yes, madam.
When we talk about charity,
Yes, madam.
does it apply only to giving it to others, not related or somebody who needs it, or anybody who needs it? Maybe our relative or
Anybody, madam.
anybody.
Anybody who needs. It
You
could be anybody.
Hmm.
Even in our families, if there are some people who need education, we give them.
Hmm.
Definitely, it is a charity.
Charity.
But we should not say that let us give only to our people and not to others. Anta restriction itkobardashte.
Hmm.
We should not restrict, but that also is charity. But we should not. We need not restrict to our own. If we have more, we can give others also. We should not say let us not in family. But if you have many needy people in the family, it is definitely good to give. Not a problem. Deserving irbekashte, and it should be utilized properly also.
Yeah.
Utilized properly, because you brought out a very good point, madam. Actually, I have seen one family where charity was given and that person stopped working. He became dependent on the supply. That also, so we have to be very cautious. Anyway, that's a different story. But charity should be for deserving, definitely for deserving people, whether relatives or outside. It need not be only for relatives, but giving to our relatives, if needy, if deserving, is definitely charity.
Okay.
This is my views, madam.
Yeah.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಡಿಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್, ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವುಡ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಆಡ್? ಕಾಂತ ಸರ್?
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay, sir. So today we have discussed, today no stories, only but this was relevant, and though we know them, I think it's better to keep reinforcing, because sometimes this charity thing we forget. I think ನಾನು ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, I think some more we can give, some more maybe there are out many people we can give. It will remind us actually. And ಅದೇ ಒಂದನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಇಡೀ whole life, if we work on one principle, that itself is big thing actually, and that is it will take care of our dharma, and simultaneously what best possible.